Welcome back. This is the Space Station Podcast, episode 8. I'm joined today by Ben, Annie, Tom. We've got Beth, Skye, and Mr. Kieran. My name is Adam Wheatley, and today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Really, the most recent thing that we've been discussing is the news that the lockdown is gradually coming to an end, and the speech that Boris Johnson made on Sunday. So I thought we'd start off. Just how are you guys doing? How's everyone getting on?
Doing okay.
Doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go on, Beth. This is your first time on the podcast, isn't it? So
yeah.
You're excited. Looking forward to joining us.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous with this because it's my first one doing it, especially on a group chat like this as well.
Yeah.
So
this is our second video podcast. So it was Tom's idea last week to change the podcast up so that we do a video podcast, and it worked really well last week. We got to grill Ben, and he thoroughly enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Not an acceptable photograph
off you.
How are you getting on, Skye? You okay? Yeah? Okay, Key, how are you doing?
Good, fine. Yeah.
And Tom?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, all good. So, obviously this week's edition is we have Annie Neat.
Hi.
Happy to be grilled by you guys. So if you've got any questions for Annie about space behind the scenes, or if you just want to know some funny stories like what we did with me and Ben last week, we've got a few in the bank there that we can be talking about. So, how are you doing, Annie?
I'm good, thank you. A bit
Yeah?
tired. Yeah.
Have you had a nap?
No, I haven't had time for a nap today. It's been a very busy day.
What have you been up to?
Well, I had to do some stuff editing for my yoga videos this morning for my business, and then I met with Ben about tonight's youth theatre.
Awesome.
And then I taught yoga, which Tom came to, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yoga on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Can you send me the videos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm doing a frog and I need the videos for it.
You will be able to get the videos, and anyone else can access the video if you want to have a yoga session.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
cool.
you go.
Yeah, and then I had a meeting with Kerry, and now I'm here. So I haven't stopped.
That's right. So yeah, go. How about Mr. Lockett? What have you been up to today?
Pretty much the same, mate, to be honest. I had a session with Kieran this morning. We worked on your he's made a lemon drizzle cake, haven't you? Filmed it.
Yeah.
We worked on that, getting it sort of a little bit more chopped down for Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I met with Annie, we had a chat about what we're going to do later. Got some good ideas. And then I was working on some of the well-being chat stuff, and then I joined this.
So busy day all round.
Busy day all around.
That's right. So I've been following your footsteps, Ben. I've been filming my vlog. First time I've ever done a vlog. It's a bit of a weird one for me.
Pretty cool though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I did share with you before my little intro sequence. I thought that was all right. So that'll be out later on. I'm working on that, and a little bit of this podcast is going to be in the vlog as well. So yeah, I just thought I'd open the floor to you guys. Obviously, the announcement from Boris Johnson on Sunday came out, and there's a lot of information going around about how some of the things that he said was a little bit mixed up, and how the overall message was a little bit confusing. So opening the floor to you guys, how do you feel? Let's go one at a time. So who wants to go first?
I go first.
Okay, Tom.
Okay. I watched Good Morning Britain.
Yeah.
Mostly, like 6 o'clock in the morning. I wake up early. And Peter Morgan.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister, but not the Prime Minister. I think it's called Dominic Raab.
Dominic Raab, yeah.
Yeah. say that you can meet someone from your household in the park, but it's wrong.
So you can do it, but it's advised not to.
Yeah, but he said someone else. He say two different things.
Yeah. So the misinformation that's being presented is that Boris Johnson said that you can go to the park and you can have unlimited amounts of exercise, but you can meet friends, but only one friend. So, for instance, I could go to the park and Annie, you could go to the park and we could meet up, but we'd have to obey social distancing rules. So you'd have to stay 2 meters apart, and it can only be one person. So if I went to the park and met Annie in the park, Ben, you're not invited because Boris Johnson says no.
Yeah, but what about your other family?
So you can go to the park. So all the people that live in your house at the moment. But it's only with
2 people.
That's it. So 2 people of your house can go to the park with you.
Oh, then my family can't go out with me then, because we've got 5 in the house, so we're gonna struggle.
You're stuck in.
I'm stuck in, yeah.
That's it. So it's a little bit confusing, and I think it's been announced like that because a lot of people have been saying that, you know, we're 7 weeks in. Well, this is the beginning of the 8th week, isn't it?
Yeah.
8
you know
weeks
what
in.
I'm thinking of? You know what I'm thinking of? It's about Boris Johnson saying we are experiments.
Like, so like guinea pigs, we're testing the waters a little bit.
I know what you mean now.
Like us being the experiment. We're doing things what we do.
Beth, have you got something to add?
I think what Tom's saying is about young children going back to school and all that. They're testing like the young children and all, but I don't think I think it's just a waste. I think because we're nearly near to the summer now, aren't we? And like people have just been homeschooling the kids, and like they just want to take them back in now, near to like, is it July or January? I'm getting confused.
Yeah, so do you want to start them back off in June till the summer holidays, but the summer holidays will still be a thing. Do you know what I mean? They're not taking that away.
Yeah, but like I think it's just a waste because parents are even tutoring the kids, and like especially with kids with online classes and all that. To me, it would just be a waste, especially just with the teachers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about? Well, how do you feel about the year sixes? Obviously, they're transitioning from primary school to secondary school, and because they've missed out on the last few months, do you feel like it might be a little bit difficult for them to transition from primary school to secondary school without that time in? So even just having that 1 month to, you know, say the goodbyes to the friends and have that, you know, the ending experience, if you like, where you're signing your shirts and stuff. Do you feel like that's important for them? And do you feel...
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's what Boris Johnson's wanting, but I also feel like that transition from primary to secondary is such a big part of a young person's life that
I agree.
It can't be overlooked.
Yeah. Like year 11 to go to sixth form, and sixth form going to university or college.
Exactly.
Because they're missing all like the A levels and wastes of time.
It's hard enough, isn't it, when you change in schools?
Yeah.
Go on, sorry, Beth.
It's because my cousin, who was like 16, who already left, was supposed to doing her GCSEs and functional skills this year, was forced to you know, not back away, but forced to like hold it on hold because of what's happening.
Yeah. That's it.
Because I feel sorry for her, and she missed her prom and events like that, especially because it's like her last year with her mates and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a big part. Have you got anything there, Skye? How do you feel about it all? No comment? That's okay. Keith?
He don't like to.
I think, like, because of where I stand, because I'm in sixth form and everything, like, we've only just had, like, clarification of what's happening with vocational courses to do with UAL, because that's one of the boards I'm going with. And at the minute, they're struggling to grade us with what we've done throughout the year. So because the requirements are different to the likes of your GCSEs and your A levels and stuff like that, because man's equivalent to 3 A levels, they've got to
Yeah.
up all the different, not like they call it points, but it's not points, if you get what I mean. Like all the different types of stuff.
Yeah, it's like what I'm doing.
They're going off predicted grades. That's what they've been telling me.
Yeah, they're doing that, and they calculate your GCSE points, which go towards your A levels. But because it's equivalent to 3, they're struggling to do it because they haven't seen us perform at our best. Is basically what they've said.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the generation of us, the disability children and adult ones, because they're being left out of the system. Especially with maths and English, because I'm struggling to do some of the work I'm doing now on my coursework I've been sent by my English teacher in GCSE English. And, I'm trying my best and all that, but sometimes it feels like no one's explaining it really properly to me. You
haven't got that support.
I kind of feel lost without it. Lucky enough.
No, that's completely understandable. And at the minute, it's your generation that I feel the most sorry for. Like, don't get me wrong, myself, Ben, Annie, we all work and jobs and all the rest of it is stressful. But when you're going through school and education, you've got the exam stress and the coursework stress, and also the expectations on what your results are going to be. But then on top of that, you've got all this worry as well and no end in sight. And I think it's important to recognise that, and also recognise that you're not on your own. Like, it isn't even just a nationwide thing; it's a worldwide thing. And although it's a brand new experience, and although it's something that we could never have predicted, there will be a way for us all to move forward with it constructively.
Because I'm still crazy about it. Because 4 or 3 months ago, we were all just socialising and all that, and now it's just crazy how we live in. Can I ask Skye a question?
Yeah.
Skye, because you worked in the Odeon cinema, didn't you? Or
them free tickets.
Well, we got
because I wasn't eavesdropping or anything. Because I remember you got let's say what's it called? On hold payment or unemployed or something like that.
Still got the job yet.
Volunteering.
Will you still get that job back, will you, or no?
Sorry, what's that, Skye? You're a little bit quiet. Can you hear us, Skye? Yeah. So just repeat what you said before. I didn't catch that. Fair enough. And I think the question is, once this is all done, have you got an option to pick that back up again? Yeah.
That's good.
That's cool.
I got going to university this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my A levels and my BTEC, I missed all that out now. I was struggling, how I get to it.
That's it. It's uncharted waters, isn't it, at the minute?
Yeah.
What I wanted to reiterate though is that although all this new advice came about, it's still important that even though we've been given a little bit more flexibility in the way that we can socialise with friends and family, it's important to remember that until this virus shows signs of dissipating, or until a vaccine comes along, it's still as dangerous as it was before. Even though they've given us a little bit more flexibility, you've still got to be vigilant, and that is staying at home where you can, social distancing 2 meters apart, and just keeping yourselves safe. Have you, Annie, Ben, have you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's just staying alert, isn't it? You're all sensible people. You know what's kind of right and what's wrong at the minute, and I'm sure you can judge that for yourselves. Everyone doing the same thing. We're doing it, if there's anything that you're probably unsure of, or what you should or shouldn't be doing, or whether you need to ask any questions or anything about it, then let us know. We're not experts, but there might be something that we do know on it, or we can point you in the right direction to do a bit of research on it or whatever. And yeah, just, you know, everyone's in the same boat. You know, sometimes I'll speak to Adam and I'll say, oh, I don't know whether I should do this or not. And you'll go, well, yeah, that's all right. Like, you know, that's fine. And he does the same to me. And like, you know, no one knows everything about everything. So, and I don't know anything about anything. So I'm just going with it anyway. So, like, you know, you can always ask.
Yeah. I would say just use your common sense.
Yeah.
If you know what's going on and you know, obviously you've been through the whole process and you kind of know in your gut whether you should be doing something or not. So just kind of, it's up to you whether you listen to your common sense or not, but you so listen to it.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough dreary, grey. I think that's a bit depressing now. Let's turn things around. We're joined today, as you know, by Ben and Annie. You've spoken to me now for the past 7 podcasts, and you had a little bit of Ben last week, but I wanted to open the floor to you guys and use this opportunity to ask Annie, Ben and myself anything you want about space, whether that be, you know, what's going on now, how we're dealing with it, or, you know, things in the past, whether it's shows or even just funny stories. So have at it. What do you want to know?
When is it opening again?
So at the minute, we don't have an answer to you. We want to be back at space just as much as you guys. Working from home is fine, but it's not great, and we all miss the centre and we all miss being with you. So as soon as we know, as soon as we've got more information, I promise you'll know as well. So yeah, just stay tuned. We're always going to be available online. We're on Discord and we're on WhatsApp. And obviously we're doing these podcasts every week, so there's always opportunities to talk to us about that. But as I say, the minute we know, you guys will know. I promise you that.
Okay, I got a question.
Go on.
I asked this question last week, but I want to ask it to Annie.
Okay.
How did you meet Adam?
What?
I met Adam 4 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been August 2016.
So me and Adam met interviewing. So we used to work for a different project at MYA called the RAISE team, which was the mental health promotion team. And we actually met at an interview, along with another colleague of ours that also got the job. And there was only one job, wasn't there? There was one job.
One job, and then 3 of us got it.
Yeah. So we met at the interview, and he was the first person I met at the interview. So I was early and on time, as always. And Adam was next, and he turned up in his grey suit and his hair, and we just absolutely got on like a house on fire, didn't we, Ad?
It was a fun day. It was the weirdest interview that I've ever done. In that, usually when you go to a job interview, you show up one at a time and you interview with a couple of people, and then you go away and they tell you whether you've got the job or not. But for this particular interview, it was a whole day. And the way it worked was that we ended up in a big group. So it was myself, Annie, Katie, and a bunch of other people that we'd never met before. And the idea was that we did a group session. So we all had a big round table discussion over different topics, didn't we? And then we all went and did separate interviews. But in between that, we all had to have lunch together. So there was... That's it. We got talking, and then I remember going away. Obviously, we'd been offered the job separately. I didn't know Annie after that. We didn't trade numbers or anything like that. We just met each other at the interview, and then I remember starting my first day, and you showed up, and I was like, "Hello, I know you."
It was great.
And it turned out.
Too.
And that's it. And it turned out that we both got the job. And we've been working together ever since. And then the funny story is that when the space jobs come up, we both went for them and we both got them. So me and Annie have actually been through 2 processes together where we both got the same jobs.
In the process of working together, we sort of became really great mates as well. We did really get on. And then we were able to kind of... we spend every day together.
Yeah.
So Adam was one of the saddest people. I was like I was most sad about leaving during lockdown because I see him every single day.
I am that good though. I am that good. Ben's the same. He cries when he can't see me.
I wasn't that I rejoiced.
So yeah. Oh, one thing to note, I knew Annie before she was a yogi. So before she did yoga, before she was a vegan or a vegetarian or whatever she is, the first meal I ever saw Annie eat was a bowl of scouse. And the scouse had beef in it or lamb or one of the things. So Annie has ate meat, and there has been a time when she hasn't done yoga.
Okay.
So yeah, I've known Annie through that entire journey.
I thought you said she was a Yoda.
A Yoda.
From Star Wars then.
I got another question for Annie.
Go on.
Why you are a vegetarian?
I've got a question for Adam.
So,
why don't you like
to be
cheese?
honest, I never really liked meat anyway. There was some meat that I just couldn't really stand. I didn't really like chicken that much.
Yeah.
Red meat kind of creeped me out. And then I started going down the rabbit hole of what is
Alice in
needed
Wonderland.
for the body, and I started researching kind of the health benefits of not eating meat, and then I started researching how meat was killed. And I don't think I can eat this anymore. And put like, it just personally, I just didn't. And every time I then started eating meat, I was like, I don't like this. And then one Christmas we had meat, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I made the decision that I wasn't going to eat meat anymore. So it's been a process. Like but I've only really been vegan since November properly because I was still eating meat at the time. But it's been a complete process.
You're vegan now?
Completely vegan, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't
Apart
eat
from
no
that one
milk,
time.
no eggs, no
cheese.
Yeah, I haven't had milk in years because milk always creeped me out a little bit.
I don't drink milk anyway, but I eat cheese.
Yeah, cheese was hard. Cheese was a hard one to give up. But
Yeah.
eventually I got to the point where I didn't want it anymore. Especially like quite processed stuff.
Tom.
Yeah.
Ask Annie what her first meal of the new year was.
No.
Go on, Annie.
What's your first meal of the year?
Come on, Annie.
He doesn't let anything get past you, Annie, honest to God.
Let me guess. Isn't it chicken bacon?
Not far off. Go on, Annie. What did you have?
Okay. So I had mozzarella.
What?
I had mozzarella sticks from McDonald's.
Oh.
Oh
no.
Chicken wrap.
No.
Oh, okay, go on. Ooh. So there was a time when I did eat cheese. I remember my earliest memory of cheese was me nan. Instead of, like, if I wanted a snack, instead of giving me like a chocolate bar or a biscuit or something like that, she used to just go and get a cheese slice from the fridge. That was my snack.
Oh.
And I always remember eating cheese slices, and I don't know, it's not a nice type of cheese anyway. So as I was growing up, that was my experience with cheese, and I just never liked it. And then as I got older, I was eating pizzas and stuff with cheese on it, and I just didn't like the texture or the smell. Or so I think it's, for me, for my palate, it's really overpowering. So if I have cheese on a pizza, all I can taste is the cheese. I can't taste anything else. So that's why I don't eat cheese. No, never really have.
There's different type of cheese.
That's it. There's loads of different types.
Different type of cheese.
That's it. I drink milk.
I'm similar to that. I only have cheese on a pizza, really. That's it. I don't eat any other type of cheese, really. It's not my thing.
For cheese, for me, I have to on the pizza or like a toasty, like a ham and cheese toasty.
I think we've just lost Skye. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Don't worry, that's all right. She might be jumping back on. So yeah, that's why I don't eat cheese.
I got another question.
Go on, Tom.
Go on.
Okay, what's your favorite food?
Are you asking all of us?
Yeah.
Ben, what's your favorite food? Yeah.
My favorite foods. Oh, I don't know. God.
Top of your head, Ben. Come on. If last meal now, what would you eat?
Let's look at this legit. Oh, like just one singular food or like a meal.
What do you think, Tom?
And any.
Well, I think if you're going to
If
think
you
about
pick
it,
one food to live with, it's like it's the end of the world. And you pick one food to live with, what should that be?
Stay in isolation.
I think.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. What is a really practical food to have, and it's got to be the potato on it. You know, you can boil it, mash it, stick it in the stew. Yeah. You can roast it. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Literally, there's a potato for every occasion. So. It's a funny word to say as well. So
potatoes. Okay, so you're sticking with a potato. So your last meal, your final meal is a singular potato. Is that what you're?
Okay, let's move on from food. I've got a question.
Roast
Funniest story.
A roast dinner. Okay, Annie, go on.
About space.
Yeah.
So that's really hard. I love food. I think at the moment my favourite food is I make this barbecue called jackfruit burgers, which taste like barbecued full pork.
Yeah, all the recipe for that.
A vegetarian craving meat.
Really good. And you have it as a burger, and I do it with a mixture of potato and sweet potato fries. On salad on the side.
Yeah,
that's good. That is good.
So, have any of you guys ever witnessed Annie eating lunch at Space? Because it isn't just lunch; it's an event. So I'll come in and I'll bring in these really squished, singular brown butties with ham on or whatever, and that'll be it. It'll just be ham and butter on a brown butty, and then Annie will come in with a big Gordon Oliver spread. Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver spread. And you'll proper go to town on it and blow everyone out of the water.
I love food.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a moment to think about it, Tom. And if it was end of the world now, if I was told, right, an hour to go, end of the world, what's your final meal? I'd want a bucket of KFC chicken. I'm not going to lie. Because I've been craving it for like the last month. And Annie, just to upset you.
Heard on the,
go on. Go ahead, Beth.
Have you heard they're opening the drive-thrus through McDonald's and KFC on Friday?
Right. Oh, good. I know.
So Annie, just to upset you, by the way, that bucket of chicken that I've requested for my final meal, I'm only eating the skins. Annie's took a turn.
I love the skin.
I don't.
Okay. Oh. All right. Well, me and Ben told a couple last week. So Annie, this is your time to shine. You've got to think of something. Funniest space story.
Funny things.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I'll think of one. Think one of me and Annie.
That's really hard. What's made me I've laughed a lot at space.
What was that? What was that kid called? So the way me and Annie do our workshops for the Now Festival is we incorporate a lot of performing arts, and for the festival just gone, we worked with a lot of primary schools and secondary schools. And if I remember rightly, for the primary schools, we did freeze frames. And the secondary schools, we did performances, didn't we? So in the freeze frames, Tommy Table. It was Tommy Table.
Tommy Table.
So in the freeze frames, we split the classes up into little groups. And each of the groups had to come up with 3 freeze frames. And I can't remember for the life of me what the 3 freeze frames were. I think it was a scenario where you belonged, a scenario where you didn't belong, and a scenario... there was something else. Anyway, one group, and I can't remember the school, but one group, they had maybe like 5 of them, and there was too many in the scene for them to all have a character. So there was this one lad called Tom, and he did this thing where he just went, Tommy Table! And
Go on, show them. Show them.
Right. The effort I'm going in here. Okay, so...
I'll say this and you do action.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Tommy Table!
Right, so that's the action. But then when me and Annie got back to space, we turned it into a thing where
I know when this is from.
Either of us shouted Tommy Table, the other person had to turn it into Tommy Table. And it went on for maybe a good day or 2. But I just remember crying at laughing.
I didn't have a clue what
Ben, you came in, didn't you?
Just be
and I think we moved you on the table, and you were like, what?
What?
Yeah. Me and Adam are quite childish.
Go on, Annie, what was that?
Just say, me and Adam are quite childish, and often Ben will do things like, I don't know, sat in the office, we'll be playing with a balloon, or Adam will be threatening to throw staplers or something at me, and Ben will just be sat there like... and bearing in mind that Ben's the youngest out of the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Really?
Disapproval on his face.
Yeah.
Did I come in one time and you turned the bag inside out with everything in it?
Yeah. So, we are. What's that?
I think you did.
Maybe.
Really?
I remember there was one time. I remember we were working a show together. It was me, you, and Annie, and I ended up. I was sitting in the office, minding the office, and Annie's bag was just open by her desk. So I just started grabbing things from around the office and putting them in the bag, to the point where her bag was just like overflowing with stuff. And I remember we were sorting out the end of the night, and you look kind of stressed, and I started feeling really bad that I'd like filled your bag with all kinds of stuff. So I panicked and ran back in the office and unpacked your bag. And then as a consolation prize, I blew up a balloon and tied it to the bag. And that was it. I was like, I've left something in the office for you. There you go.
I didn't knew that.
Yeah, I filled your bag up with all kinds.
We also, Adam, I don't know where it came from, started quoting Forrest Gump a lot to me. And both Adam and quote Forrest. And I think one show that you 2 worked on, and I came back to my desk on Monday morning, and there was post-it notes hidden in all sorts of parts of my desk with quotes from Forrest Gump. Like, these 2 just cause havoc.
Why don't you love me, Annnay? So there was a good few months there where we'd be in space, and Annie would be busy working in the office, and I'd be round at the studio, and you're just there. Annnay! Annnay! We're just like, really stupid.
What do you want from me?
I love one of my favourite things to do as well is Annie's very easy to scare. So I jump out at her and sneak up on her. And then if she does something to me, I say to her, at some point today, I'm going to scare you. You're not going to know. You're not going to know it's coming. But at some point today, I am going to scare you so bad. And it happened at Christmas, didn't it? you done something to me, and I said, right, I'm going to get you back. I'm going to scare you so bad. And the way I got her back was I signed me and her up to do a duet on the karaoke.
Good times.
It was boss. It was boss.
Human.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So I think that's all we've got time for today, guys. So I'll wrap it up there. But thank you for joining us. We'll be doing this again next week. So if you just want to get involved again, please do. And to find space, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, WhatsApp, Instagram. We're on everything. If you want to get involved in the podcast, just get in touch. And if you want to get involved in the Discord, message any one of our social media platforms and we'll give you the link. But other than that, thank you guys and see you next week.
Bye. Have a nice one.
Bye.
Bye.